Now that I have Network Sync installed and ready to go, I would like to make sure that I have it configured so that my newest sales rep, Molly Parker, can use it when she's out on the road. So I'm going to need to create a user account for Molly and then enable synchronization and create a set of synchronization criteria for her account just to make sure that she gets access to all of the records that she needs. So let's begin by creating an account for Molly within ACT. From my Tools menu, I'm going to go to the Manage Users area, and from here I'll create a new user. This is going to be a user who is not yet in my database, and her contact name is Molly Parker. Her username will be Molly. I'm going to have her be a standard user, and for the sake of this video, I'm not going to set up any passwords for her. On the next screen, I want to make sure she's an active user, and then when we get to the Add Permissions screen, it's crucial that we give her this permission that says Remote Administration. Now I can click Finish, and we'll see now that there is a user for Molly Parker. Okay, so let's click Close to exit the Manage Users window. Next, we need to enable synchronization so that Molly can sync her records with the master CloudWalker database. So again, I'm going to go to my Tools menu, and this time I'm going to look for the Synchronized Database submenu, and I'm going to go to the Synchronization panel. Now notice that there's a lot of options on this screen, but all of them are grayed out except for one, the Enable Synchronization link. So let's do that first. ACT asks me if I'm sure I'd like to enable synchronization, so I'll click Yes. And once that's complete, we can see that some other options become available now. So let's jump to the next step here, Manage Sync Set. I'm going to create a synchronization set of contacts that are intended for Molly only. So let's create this sync set, and I'm going to call it Molly Parker Sync Set. If I want, I could put some information in the description area. I'll just say Oregon and Washington contacts, since that's going to be her region. Now I'll click Next. At this point, I need to choose which users of the database are going to be synchronizing. And I'm going to only choose Molly here. So let's move her to the right column and then click Next. And I don't want her to synchronize all contacts. I only want to define a subset of contacts. So I'm going to choose Define Sync Set Criteria and click Next. Now at this point, I need to define which contacts she'll be synchronizing. So let's create criteria. And now we have to create a couple rules that will include all contacts in Oregon and Washington. This is going to be her territory, so let's find all contacts from the state equal to Oregon, which is OR, and all contacts in the state that is equal to Washington, which is WA. Now if I click Preview, ACT tells me there are no records that match this data, and that's because I'm saying we want all contacts in Oregon and Washington, when this should say OR. Now when I do a preview, I can see I have 8 contacts to start with. So that'll be fine to get us going. I'm going to click OK now, and now I'll click Next and Finish. The ACT synchronization screen now shows us that we have created a new sync set for Molly Parker, and when we click Home, we'll be ready to begin the next task, which is creating her remote database.